Hi, all of you. So in yesterday's class, we discussed about static variables, how they are going to behave. At the same time, static variable, static read-only, constant, these concepts also we discussed, right? Now, one more is static constructor. Yesterday already we used this static constructor, but let's see more on this. Add a new class. Now, if I want to create a normal constructor, we know public static test2, right? What is this? This is a normal constructor. This is a normal constructor. So if it is a normal constructor, a normal constructor may be a default constructor or parameterized constructor or copy constructor, right? A normal constructor may be a default constructor, parameterized constructor, or a copy constructor. But always static constructor should be a default constructor only. But static constructor should always be a default constructor. It won't take any parameters. It won't take any parameters. Okay. And for normal constructors, we have to give access specifier. Okay. Either public or private or protected, something we have to give. But whereas if you take for a normal constructor, you no need to give access specifiers. You no need to give access specifiers. Directly it's going to take. So, I mean, even if you are giving that access specifier also, it will throw error. See, public, if I'm trying to give, it will throw error because for static constructors, it won't take any access specifier. By default, the nature, it will treat it as public only. So you no need to give anything. Now I'm writing some more thing. Console.writeLine. I am in constructor. Done. Same thing here. I am in static constructor. So I gave like this. And one more thing, no need to give access specifier. Next, here normal constructor can be overloaded. Overloaded means either type of parameters or number of parameters should be different. Then overloading is possible, right? But static constructor can't overload. Why? First of all, if I want to overload static constructor, then I have to change parameters. But just before only I said static constructors will never take parameters. It's always default constructor. So can't overload. So in a class, we can give only one static constructor. Okay. And now inside these two, I wrote something. Now static test 2 obj1 is equal to new static test 2, and one more object I created. Now when I run this program, will it show anything or not? When I run this program, will it show anything? Quickly.
No.
No.
There is no main method.
Main method here, it's there.
Oh yeah, sorry.
When I run this program, will it show anything? Why you people are thinking so much? That means constructors concept no one understood. 2 objects I created. That means what it will show?
It will print 2 times in static method, static constructor.
What about normal constructor? Because when I create an instance, which one will activate?
By default, static.
By default static, you leave about static because now I'm saying static. So that when it will shows, I will tell. So leave about static. Go to constructors concept. So in a class, if you are having a default constructor, when it is going to call? In a class, if we are having a default, this is a default, leave about static. Don't think about this. So I will tell when it is going to be. This is a default constructor. Whatever you are saying, correct, but think a little more. This is default constructor, right? So when this default constructor will call, when that particular default constructor will call, you should try whether if it is right or wrong. First try.
And constructor is not taking any parameter. The default constructor.
Venkat, what will be the output?
Don't know. I was last 3 days. I was just not that much into it. I have a.
Okay, no problem. Shrija? No, see, why you people are thinking so much? See, when I place this mouse here, what is selecting? Default constructor is selecting. So what I said about a default constructor in a class, if you are having a default constructor in a class, if you are having a default constructor, then is this default constructor is taking any parameters? No. So always this constructor will invoke whenever you are creating an instance. So keep remember, constructors will always invoke at the time of creating an instance. Constructor concept root is that. Okay, leave about static constructor, but normal constructor basic concept is when you in a class, if you are having a constructor, then the constructor will invoke automatically when you create an instance, right? So now anyone tell me what will be the output?
It will be constructor.
How many times it will print?
Twice.
Yes, correct. So it is going to print I'm in constructor 2 times, because when I'm selecting this, automatically this is selecting. When I'm selecting this, automatically this is selecting. That means this is going to do 2 times. But before that only, this static constructor will execute. Before that only, this static constructor will execute. So I'm going back. Where is my properties? Static demo, right? static demo run. See, I'm in static constructor, I'm in constructor, I'm in constructor. So keep remember, always static constructor will invoke only once. How many objects you are having, it's not an issue. So we can give only one static constructor, and static constructor will invoke only once, whether how many objects you are having. Sorry, whether how many objects you are having, it will invoke only once, but it's not like that. Whenever you are creating an instance, then normal constructor will invoke. For every instance, normal constructor will invoke, but static constructor, it's not like that. It's going to invoke only once. That too, before this, only static constructor will invoke. Clear? So these points are little important. Just if anyone asks you the difference between static constructor and normal constructor, these are the main differences. Okay, next. So then you might ask, ma'am, what is the purpose of static constructors? So as I said yesterday, in our variables, you may have some normal variables and some static variables, right? So if you want to initialize some normal variables value, you can do it here. And if you want to initialize static variables, you can initialize here. If you want to initialize normal variables, that you can initialize there. Sorry, static int. If you want to initialize static variables, that you can do it here. So any questions, please ask.
Sindhu, if just I wanted to only print the static variable, even though it is default constructor is there, so is that possible?
You want to print only static variable, right?
Yes, yes.
Then some display method you have to write. So because that is private, right? Because the variables before nothing you are giving means by default their nature is private. You can't access outside. So what you can do is public void display, and you can print here console.writeLine and s number.
No, I just wanted to print only the method, static method.
Static method in next concept I will tell. I mean,
Okay.
The next concept is static only, static methods only.
Okay.
Okay. Then, okay, others clear.
Yeah, clear.
Okay, next. Let's move to next concept, static methods. I will tell you practically where we are going to use. You don't know, but every day you are using these concepts. Class, static methods. Static void main. Static void main. Then in this static void main, I'm going to add one more method, class static test3, and here I want to create one static method, one normal method. Public void display. This is instance method. Public static void show. Two methods are there. Now, public static void. So, yes. If I want to access the display method, then what I have to do? I have to create an object static test3, static test3 obj equal to new static test3. Static test3 obj equal to new static test3 obj dot display. So what I will do is I will create two constructors also. Public static test3 here console dot write line. Console dot write line. I am in constructor. And I'm creating one static constructor also. Static test3 console dot write line. I am in static constructor. I mean static constructor. And for display also, I am doing here console dot write line. I am in display method. Display method. So that everything you can see, that's why I'm writing in one line. Otherwise, there is no point writing like this. Console dot write line. I am in static show method. Static show method. Everything is done. Double quotes close. Now everything I wrote it here. Now understand carefully. Now I gave this. Anyone tell me what will be the output of this? I'm not asking anything about show method. So leave it. When I run this, what will be the output of this?
I'm in display method.
I'm in display method, correct. But before that, one more thing it should display. Because first
Yes.
you are...
I'm in static constructor.
I am in static constructor and I'm in display. Sorry. I'm in static constructor, that is correct. I'm in display method, that is also correct, but one more.
And I'm in constructor.
Yes. But tell me the order.
First it will be
constructor.
First,
first it will be I'm in static constructor.
yes. After
And
that,
next will be I'm in constructor. And next it will be I'm in display method.
yes. Shrija, what will happen means, see, just before program I said, right? Always in a class, if you are having a static constructor, the first priority is that only. After that only normal constructor. That's why I asked the order. So I'm in static constructor, I'm in constructor, I'm in display method. Now, others, anyone having any question, please ask. Don't think others told the output, so I will understand later like that. No. So static methods and run the application. See, whatever you people said, I'm in static constructor, I'm in constructor, and I'm in display method. Okay. So always if in a class, if you are having a static constructor, the first priority is that only. Okay. Now, how to call a show method? Then obj dot, is show method is coming? No, it's not coming. Now let's comment this. Now, if I want to call that show method, you no need to create an object. Static test3 dot show. You can call the method like this. You can call the method like this. That means if I want to call a static member, then I no need of object creation. Because what I said, static is going to invoke before instance creation. For that reason, I don't want that static. I don't want that object creation. Directly class name dot method name I can give. Now when I run the output, obviously I know I am in static, show method will display. But before that, one more it is going to display. That is nothing but I am in static constructor. Okay. So when I run this program, I'm in static constructor first. After that only I'm in static show method, it is going to display. Okay. Now, any questions?
Hello.
Yes.
If we reorder the sorry, if we reorder the static void show and static that constructor, still it will display the static method.
Like this, huh?
No. The first is void show. That last one.
Whatever it is, obviously where you are writing. So run this program. Now static void show first I'm giving. See, in which order you are giving that methods is not an important.
Okay.
Okay. Always static constructor if it is there. If it is there, there is no need of thinking. Always static constructor, whether you are creating an instance or whether you are calling directly, whatever it is, first a static constructor as a priority wise. Next only anything. Okay. Now I'm asking question because this topic I said in another example also. Now, have you seen any method calling like this till now? Have you seen? Means not whatever we are creating, but whatever existing classes and methods we are learning. In that, anywhere have you seen class name dot method name?
Yes, ma'am.
What? What is that? Any? Sorry, I didn't understand. What class name dot method name kind of any example?
This is first time we are discussing about this class dot
Yes.
the method, right?
This is first time we are discussing of user defined type, but so many predefined things also we use, right?
Yeah, the same like console.writeLine.
Yes, correct. See, in this only it's there. Console is a class, writeLine is a method. Okay. Not only that, convert.toInt, convert.toChar, console.readLine, all those things in that writeLine, readLine, toInt32, toInt64, all those things are static methods. If you want, you can place the mouse there. What it is showing, console.writeLine. This is a static member. If you want to go to F12, click on that F12, you can go to root. See, that writeLine method is what? That writeLine is a static member. Because of that reason, class name dot method name you are using. Class name dot method name you are using. Okay. So now Actually, one more I have to tell in this static variables concept. That is nothing but what I said, an instance variable. Oh, here. An instance method can access both instance and static members. An instance method or in an instance constructor, an instance member, you can say. An instance member can access both instance members and non-instance members also. Because of that reason, it is going to access first number and second number also, because our second number is a static type of data. Even though my second number is a static type of data, I'm able to access that. Right? But whereas if you take a static, for example, public static void decrement. One more static method I wrote. This is what? This is a static method. Okay. When second number plus plus, it's going to take. When I'm giving first number plus plus, it won't take. It will throw error. Why? First number is an instance variable. First number is an instance variable, so you can't access. So a static method can access only static members. A static member can access only static members. A static member can access only static members. Then why this is? I understand the rule, but why it's going to behave like that? Now you people only tell me. Here I'm having one first number and static int second number. Anyone tell me for first number when the memory is going to create?
When an object is created?
Yes. So not when an object, when an instance is created.
Yeah.
Yes. So when you did this one, at that time, for this the memory is going to, create. That means when an instance is created, then for first number memory is going to create. Now you people only tell me, actually I don't want to create that display, and I don't want to call that display here. I want to call only this show. Now in this show inside, where is this show? In this show inside, if I'm able to access this first number, first of all, in your class, in your main program, you didn't create any instance. If you are not creating an instance, then how come for this variable the memory will create? It won't create, right? If it won't create, how come you access that variable here? See, if some memory is there, then you can write something. But if memory itself it's not created, then how come you can access that variable? Because of that reason, they restricted that static members, they can't use any normal members. Any static member, they can't use any normal member. Why? For normal members, either a normal variable or a normal method or anything, for that the memory is going to create when you create an instance. But our static members are going to call without having an instance. Because of this small reason, they are not allowing. But no, ma'am, is there any possibility that can I access this F number from this static method? Yes. What is that? What is this class name? Static demo 1. So static demo1 obj is equal to new static demo1 and obj dot f number plus plus, like this you have to give. Means you have to create an instance for that class, then you can access that. But directly, even though if f number is in the same class, you can't access that. Clear or not? Why also I explained, because that why question will comes in interviews. Now let's go to one real-time example where this static is going to be used. Okay, one example already I told in bank. One example already I told in bank where we are going to use that minimum balance kind of variables and all. Always you have to make that as static only, static read only, or like this you have to change. And what I said, you should not give the value here. What is the correct place to give? Static bank, and in this you have to access minimum balance is equal to 500. You can give like that. You can give like that. But okay, you can give like that. Now, where exactly this concept is going to be used? Now, you only saying static members are going to be accessed for every, sorry. Okay, let's take example first. This is like you people flight, bus, some booking system you are going to do, right? Otherwise, if you want to go to movies, in movies, Book My Show website is there. In that Book My Show website, you people are booking your tickets, right? This is very, very common. Almost who knows online or who knows internet, almost everyone knows this mechanism. So if you observe the seating capacity, they will show. If it is bus or like that, it will show. If it is a sleeper class, they will show that beds images like this. Or if it is seating capacity, they will show the seating capacity like this. Now, 4 people log in to this website. So this is object 1. 4 people means 4 objects. We have to think in an object oriented programming wise. 4 people log in means 4 objects. So this is object 1 and this is object 2 and this is object 3 and this is object 4. Object 4. Object 1, object 2, object 3, object 4. 4 people at a time they log in. At a time or different places, from different places they log in. Now, understand carefully, this is the class. This whole thing is a class. In this class, these are the members. So this is one member, this is one member, this is one member. Now, you people tell if these members are instance variables, if all these members are instance variable, then what will happen? For every object, there will be a separate copy, right or wrong? In the bank example, account number, name, balance, 3 members are there. Account number, name, balance, 3 members are there. Now, these 3 members are instance members. Because of that, where is our program? These 3 members are instance members. Because of that, for every object, that means for every customer, separate memory is going to create. But minimum balance is a static member. Because of that, only one the memory is going to create and that memory will be shared by all. Now, you people only tell me here, whatever these seating capacity members are there, is this members are static members or instance members? Which one is correct?
Static.
Static. Why?
because it can be shared with all 4 objects.
Yes, correct. Suppose you people only think when object 1 is joining, for this object 1, this seat will looks different. And object 3, this seat will looks different. In that case, what will do? Object 1 and object 3 both will book this seat. Is that the correct approach? No. So, how many people are logging into this portal? For everyone, this should be display unique only. One memory should show. And if anyone changing, suppose object 1 is going to book this seat. Okay, he is doing some money transactions. When he is doing some money transactions, this will be grayed. That means some money transactions is happening. So this will be grayed to this object 3, object 4, object 2. But they can pick any other. Now, suddenly if object 2 is doing the transaction with this, then for this object 2, for this object 3 and 4, these two seating will be great. Now suddenly he don't wants to do this transaction. He cancelled that. After some time it will change it to gray shade. After some time it will change it to white shade, right? That means if one object is changing something on this, the other people can easily see that. Other people can easily see that what transactions they are doing. Suppose you people tell me, I will tell one more example. Amazon is there. In that Amazon, I am looking one laptop. I log into that portal and I'm looking one laptop. The same laptop, Shriza is also seeing in personal PC or somewhere. Now, if Shriza is doing some transaction or she wants to buy that, so for me, it will show, will it available or will it closed? Suppose same laptop I selected and Shriza is also selected, but she is doing money transaction also. Then for me, will it show, sorry, this product is sold like that, or it will shows?
It will show.
It will show. That means in that case, is it a static member or a normal member?
Normal member.
Normal member only, because they are having multiple products of that. They are having multiple, means even though if that product is taken by Shriza also, they are having similar kind of more products. That's why they won't maintain that as a static. So you have to decide. See, why I'm saying with real-time examples means now onwards, means before learning and after learning, some variation should be there. Whenever that concept is coming, any concept, when you are doing some online transactions and all, always you have to think in an object-oriented programming manner. Make it as a habit. See, even not for you, because I know all of in your minds how you are struggling to remember all these concepts. Even before this, I also struggled. But how I practiced in such a way, I'm saying to you people. So when I'm seeing some concept when I'm browsing something, when I'm seeing some concept, okay, here maybe they use this concept. That's why one copy we are getting. So here they are not using because they are having multiple copies. Like that means for static, I'm saying like this. Like that everywhere, not only browsing, if you are seeing calculator screen also, you should, okay, this button is doing multiple transactions. For two simple numbers, two decimals, everything doing that plus symbol. That means maybe method overloading they used. Like that you have to remember. Then only this will become more interesting. See, again and again I'm saying, if you understand this programming language, when you people are playing a game, how much interest you will get, in the same way when you are writing code also you will get. But you should understand, you should have some patience when you are learning this. But really, I'm saying, if you understand that, sometimes you feel, see, sometimes if that game is not ended, you can't sleep also. Like that, if your code solution you didn't get, you can't concentrate on other topics also. But for that, in all your real-time scenarios, all your real-time works, you have to compare with your object-oriented. Everywhere that concept is there. Without object-oriented programming, nowhere, no area they are implementing. All are these concepts only, but you have to compare with that. Okay. And last and final, static class is there. Static class means, suppose if a class is declared as static, then those are called as static classes. So static classes, inside everything you can give only static class demo. So static void main means, I will discuss static classes later. This is not the correct place. Static class, static test 7. See, inside this, you can't declare a normal variable. It will throw error. You can't declare a normal constructor. Public static test 7. It will throw error. Means whatever you are giving, everything should be static only. Everything should be static only. Static only. Everything should be static only. Method, everything should be static only. So whatever your console you are seeing, right? That console is one of the static class only. Console, if I go to F12, this is static class only. Why this is static, I will discuss later. But keep remember, static class inside, everything should be static only. See, whatever you are seeing, all these things are static only. Okay, keep remember. I will discuss this static later. So till this, almost all notes also with you and videos also with you. Tomorrow is Sunday, so put some time on this and concentrate all these concepts. Okay. Okay then. Bye all of you. Thank you.
Bye.